Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to do this rope stitch, which is a variation on cubic right angle weave. Instead of having 4 sides, which makes it a cube, it only has 3, so it's a little bit thinner than right angle weave, which if I can just kind of stretch it over here, show you on my phone strap, this is the difference. So it's just a little bit of a thinner rope than this one. So I'm going to be showing you how to start that and how to do the stitch, and then also how to attach your clasp as well. And then in the next video I'm going to show you, or in one of the next videos coming up soon, I'm going to show you how to do these pendants, which you can use any beads for on the pendant part, which is really nice to use up like odd spare beads that you might have just one special bead of. So I'm going to show you how to do those in the next video, or one of the next ones coming up. It might not be the very next one, but it'll be very soon, so keep watching. So to do this you can use any size seed bead. It's obviously going to affect the size of the rope. I'm using size 11 for this and for this. So this is just a silver rainbow finish on a topaz bead. And you'll need your thread, so you can use any beading thread that you like. I'm going to use 6 pound fly line for this in crystal. I can't tell you an exact amount, it's going to depend on the length of the bracelet or necklace you're going to make. For a necklace you're going to use a lot of thread, so I don't recommend starting with a really long piece of thread that makes it time consuming to pull through each bead. I would say work with a manageable piece of thread, because you are probably going to have to add more anyway. And I do have a video for how to add new pieces of thread if you need to check that out. I'll leave it linked below. So you'll also need a beading needle, size 12 if you're using size 11 seed beads. Let's get started. So I changed my colour because it was a little bit close to the bead mat. So I just changed it so that you can actually see what I'm doing. So thread your needle and then pick up 3 of your seed beads and slide those down. You want to leave a good 8 or 9 inches at this end, so that you can add the clasp at this end of your piece when you get to the finished product, without having to add a new piece of thread at this end. It's just easier if you already have enough down here. So then you're going to go through the first bead to bring them into a triangle. So we have this. Each of these little beads now is going to become part of a group of 4. So this first one we're going to pick up 3, just holding it this way. You're going to go back into that bead that you're coming out of, but on the opposite side. So that is now part of a little group of 4. From here you're going to move through the next one in that triangle that we started with. This time, because when these were going to grow upwards, so that last group of 4 we made, if you just push those up, this time we're going to add just 2 beads, because we're going to share the side bead from this one. So we've already got 1, 2, so you're going to pick up 2 more. So coming out of this one, you're going to go through that side bead and back through the one that you're coming out of, like that. So the side bead of the previous little unit of 4. Pull that through, and then from here moving through that last bead that was in that original triangle. So this time, if you fold those 2 sides up that we've already done, we're going to share a bead from either side. So we've already got 1, 2, 3, we're only adding 1, and from here we need to move up through the side bead on this next unit. And that's going to make them sit up now. And then we're going to pick up 1. Coming out of this one, you're going to go through, down through the side bead on this one and back through that one on the bottom where we started. So now we have this. From here, we're going to move, we've got this little group of 4, we're going to move up through the side bead and across through the one on the top. So now if you turn it so you're looking at the top, you've got 3 beads. On the bottom, there's those 3 we started with. Each one of those 3 has got a little, is part of a little group of 4. So from here, I'm just going to circle through the 3 on the top, just so that they're all joined together and everything's nice and secure. So we have that, so there's our 3 little beads. So we're going to do the same again. So each one of these 3 is going to be part of a group of 4. The first one always starts with 3 beads added, and that's the 4th. So go back through it on the opposite side to your thread. That's the first side. Move through the next bead in the triangle. Pick up 2, because this time you've already got 1, 2. So going down through that side bead, across through the one on the bottom. So that's your second group of 4. And for the last one, you're going to move through that last bead on the triangle that you haven't already gone through, and up through the side bead of the next unit. That way we're ready to add the final bead. So we've got 1, 2, 3, we just need to add the one on the top. So picking up 1, coming out of this side, go down through the one on the side and across through the one on the bottom. Oops, make sure that sits in the front. So we have that, and then going up through the side bead and across through the one on the top. Pull it nice and tight. Now we have 2 rows, and we're back to that little triangle on the top, which you need to just, you don't have to, but it just makes everything feel a bit easier to work with if you go through those 3 beads again till they're all connected. So there we have it, and you go again. So just quickly now, 3, back into the one that you're coming out of and through the next one in the triangle. Then picking up 2, coming out of this one, down through the side bead, across through the one that you're coming out of, across through that last one and up through the one on the side of the next unit, picking up 1, down through the side unit previously, across through the one where you started on the bottom, and then up through the one on the side of the next unit, and across and through all 3 of those on the top to bring them together. So that's it. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it, and it grows fairly quickly, I'd say, but the necklace does take quite a lot of time to make. So basically you just keep going now doing that until you get the length that you need. So then when you are at the end, obviously this is not the end for me, but just to show you what you would do at the end if you want to attach a clasp. So from here I would pick up a bead, half of my clasp, and it's the same for both ends, so this instruction will work the same for both clasps, and then another bead. And I'm coming out of this one here, so whichever, this one or this one, I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to go into this one through the bottom. Pull that through. So now we have this. Now I'm going to go back through those 3. Oops. Like that. So right now, those 3 and the clasp and those 2 beads are connected on both sides to this bead. We want them connected on both sides to all 3. So it's already connected on this side to this one. So I'm going to go through the other side. And then moving around through this one and into this bead over here that it's not connected to at all. And then I'm going to go up through the beads and the clasp, over here and back into that bead I was coming out of, but on the side that it's not already connected to, just making sure it's connected to all three of those beads on both sides so that it's nicely anchored in the middle, and it's going to be really secure that way as well. And then after that you can move across and back down into your piece before you tie your knots. So to tie the knots, so from here, for example, I would take my needle under the next thread. So my needle's under that thread. Oops, pull that through and go through that loop that you create twice. I'm going to pull that down nice and slowly until it really tightens and it creates a knot, and then move through a bead, pulling it nice and tight. You can see that the knot goes inside the bead so you can't see it, so it doesn't matter. And then move on and tie as many knots as you can to make it super secure. And don't ever cut your thread right next to a knot because it might unravel, so always after you've tied your last knot, weave away from it before you cut your thread, and then you'll do the same at the other end. Obviously I'm not ready to do that yet, but then your necklace or bracelet will be all finished. So that is how I do this nice thin delicate rope that looks really nice for everyday wear on its own or layered with different coloured ropes. You could do a longer one and a shorter one, and then like I said, I'm going to show you how to do this pendant design, which can be used on this or on any other chain or rope. Yeah, so dig out any unique beads that you really want to use but you haven't found a use for them yet. I'm going to be doing one with this. I might do one with my fish as well because I love these beads. I just don't know what to do with them. I've only got one of these, so I think that'll make a great pendant. So yeah, dig out any beads like these that you've got lying around, doesn't matter what size or shape, and then I'll show you how to make one of these next time. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Comment down below any other ideas you'd like to see, like this video, subscribe to see more of my videos, and follow me on Instagram at Beading by Hannah. Thanks so much for watching, see you next time, bye!